Yeah, the next three presentations, same person, so not a lot of change in people here. So the first one's gonna be Turkey Creek maintenance. This is gonna be a three-phase project starting on the far east side. Basically looking at opportunities to stabilize it and opportunities possibly for storage. So I don't want to take all of it, and you're gonna go right into your town of Dyer one, right?
Yeah, I got
He's gonna go with it. I'm not a good open lead anyways.
So you're gonna do the next three.
Yeah,
correct, yes.
Name and.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Wilk. I work at Christopher Burke Engineering. And as Dan said, I'll be presenting on three projects back to back to back here this evening. So first and foremost, thank you for having me. The first presentation I had is from it's a Turkey Creek funding request. So this is a request by the Lake County Surveyor's Office to address a regulated drain, Turkey Creek. Turkey Creek has over 38 square miles at this portion of regulated drain that we're looking to do some work on here this year. It's just upstream of Lake George. My next slide will have an aerial view of the work area. Benefits include communities of Maryville, Cherville, Griffith, and Hobart. In this corridor of Turkey Creek, there is some significant logjam that are built up. There's some areas that need stream bank and toe stabilization. Looking at plants, some native grasses and shrubs, some trees, as well as the hard armor and a few of these bends, which are leading to potential infrastructure risks. Other things we're looking to do, as I mentioned, toe banks, habitats, and then a lot of this work is looking to be done to reduce the sediment and erosion that is being conveyed downstream into Lake George. So here's that aerial view I was talking about. It's kind of color coded, but a few spots. I actually walked this stretch in November this past year. It was from Liverpool Road to Broadway or State Road 53, I believe. And it's about a 2-mile stretch this phase. We're calling phase one. Calling for a slew of tree removals that these trees are right up on the edge of bank at the toe and about to slough in any year now, potentially any month. Mainly a lot of dead trees as well. And there are a lot of felled trees and lumber that are in the waterway or traversing the waterway, causing impediment to flow. And then there is, as well as some of these meanders, some stream bank stabilization that would be needed to help protect some areas that are completely bare earth. We're talking 4 to 5 feet of just soil that's slowly eroding off when the water rises up from storm events like it probably is here this evening and tomorrow. So the request we have is for 60% of the total design and construction, which comes out to $444,000. That is the end of my presentation, short and simple. So I'll take questions now on this first presentation.
Mr. Kazdecki.
Is this something that the town is gonna address on their own or tackle on their own, or is this outsourced to contractors?
So this is the county surveyor's office.
I apologize, thank you. And you guys will be directing the work or doing the work? You'll be directing it to contractors?
Correct, yes. We'll get necessary permits and then send out to bid sometime later this year.
I have one, Mr. Chair.
this
Sorry,
is
go
a
ahead.
harder, right?
Correct, yes. This extends, we walked about I think it was 9 or 10 miles in November, December from Liverpool, which is the downstream end of the county drain, regulated drain of Turkey Creek, all the way up to, I think US Route 30, so about 10 miles, yeah.
Is the request for the surveyor's office?
Yes, Lake County Surveyors, yes.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question regarding the design.
You're not sponsoring, right?
Hello,
I'm sorry,
Hold on a second, Anthony.
good? Okay, hey, yeah, Joe, quick question. I think
Yeah.
you said there's a bunch of felled and down trees in there, but then I think the plan indicated you're gonna plant trees.
Yes, so a lot of trees and the county last did a long maintenance project or, full scale look at this drain about 15 or 20 years ago. And if you look at aerials, a lot of this floodplain these areas, if you can see my cursor,
I'm tracking.
filled
Yeah.
with trees. So something, beavers have gotten to it and a lot of trees are down, which now there's no canopy cover on this area of Turkey Creek and it's decreasing water quality. And we're looking to provide more shade by planting trees and getting that canopy cover back as a part of this project.
Okay, so we'll have the same problem again in 20 years.
Well, I think the thing that sort of comes up to me is negligence of it not being maintained right now. A major issue.
So that's
Beavers, that's a
county.
different-
The county has done various projects throughout the Turkey Creek corridor. At locations which have needed to face severe erosion. I think you can actually see there's a few, I don't know if I have it on here, but there's been some projects completed. Right off the 61st place, there was a gentleman, his house was facing some erosion. If you see my cursor here.
Yeah.
That the county did a project, not a handful of years ago, to address the 10-foot, 12-foot cliff there.
Thank you.
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Ware.
You've got a total of $740,000 in your estimated construction and planning and design cost.
Correct.
And is that for, I heard mention you or Dan, there's 3 phases to this. This application has phase 1 listed. Is that cost for all 3 or that's just for phase 1 of 3?
That we're looking at just phase 1 of 3, that cost.
Does the planning and design, is that for the whole system or just the 1 phase? The $40,000 attributed to the planning and design?
Right now, we're looking at phase 1, but likely it will not come to that much, but still
There'll be additional planning and design
Yes,
costs for the
correct.
next 2 phases.
correct.
Thank you.
So the 40K is just for this segment.
Correct.
You good, Ron?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Everybody, anybody else?
So what is
Mr.
the
Gazdick?
total lineal footage of ditch that you're addressing here, Turkey Creek? How much is gonna be, how much work will be done for $700,000?
But again, we walked this whole stretch that you see on the sheet along with some other parts for phases 2 and 3.
So
And we're
this is
looking-
everything that's represented here is phase 1?
Yes, and we'll, as we get further along with the planning and design, we'll have obviously more detailed sheets, but we're looking at everything in color here is work to be done, areas of work.
And
So
that's all
cover-
phase 1 work.
Correct.
Thank you.
That's 10 miles.
Sorry.
Is that's roughly
No,
10
this
miles?
was like-
Is that-
This
This
sheet
is
right
like
now
2.5,
is about
3
2 to 3
miles.
miles.
Yeah.
Miles, that's.
And the toughest part about this area is the wetlands and access. So we're trying to disturb as little as possible, so timber matting to get construction vehicles tends to be a large construction cost.
Is all 3 phases of total? I thought I heard you say the number 10 miles. Is all 3 phases 10 miles?
Correct.
Roughly. Okay.
Anybody else
Nothing for me.
on that one? Okay, I'll